Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. There's plenty of room. Have a seat. Let's have a cup of coffee together or just take a few sips and get going with our day today. Some of you have been up early. Some of you just getting up. And some of you are like watching this a little bit later because you just got up. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're tuning in today. My name is Wes Henson. I'm the interim pastor at the First Baptist Church of Cutler, and I want to thank you for joining me today. But before we go any further, I want to kind of make a correction on yesterday's devotion. I started out by saying that we had already talked about Jacob and Esau in our small group adult Bible study, and now we're going to look at their parents. Actually, we don't focus on Esau and Jacob until next week, and we begin by looking at their parents, Isaac and Rebekah. So that is this week, and next week we'll be looking at Esau and Jacob. So I wanted to make that clarification this morning. Sometimes I work ahead and then I forget what week is what, and well, you know how that is, right? I'm sure. At least shake your head like, okay, preacher, that's it. All right, so this morning, it's early, so let's think about breakfast. What's your favorite breakfast food? What's your favorite breakfast food? And if you don't mind, just go ahead and put them down there in the comments. Just put it in there. What is it that you like for breakfast? Your best breakfast menu. My favorite breakfast consists of 2 eggs over medium. Although a lot of times when I order a medium, they come out almost too hard for me. So a lot of times I'll end up just over easy. Now when I make them, I know exactly how I like them. But anyway, 2 eggs over medium. I like bacon with mine, fried potatoes, rye toast, and or a biscuit. A biscuit's okay. Biscuit is good. If I get a biscuit, then I'd have gravy with it. And if I get gravy on my biscuit, well, I want gravy on my hash browns or fried potatoes as well. But anyway, that's just my, and I like pancakes too. I like pancakes, and I use syrup on them and butter, and also a little bit of peanut butter on my pancakes. I like that. Anyway, we need food to live, right? We need food to live. Got to have food in order to live. But what is sacrificed to obtain the food that we eat? Now think about that for just a moment. And it reminds me of the story, and you've heard the story about the chicken and the hog. And I won't tell the story, but you've heard it. And the chicken and the hog decide they're going to make breakfast for the farmer. And the chicken decides, hey, let's get him a plate of bacon and eggs. And the hog says, yeah, that's a great idea. And he thinks about it for a moment, and he says, well, for you, speaking to the chicken, for you, it's only a contribution. But for me, it's a total commitment. So anyway, that's the story of the sacrifice that sometimes needs to be made for the food that we have. Now, let's think about this in part of our devotion for today. For Adam and Eve, eating, that's our topic, eating from the tree of knowledge, sacrificed, talk about food and sacrifice, eating from the tree of knowledge, sacrificed eternal life without sin for death. I mean, that's what happened. Esau sold his birthright to his brother for some stew, a piece of bread, something to drink. And then Isaac gave the blessings intended for Esau to Jacob, and Jacob was the one who served this delicious meal made from the game that he had given to his mother. So I mean, food, sacrifice, and like the biblical characters, food has a significant impact on humans today, and we see the role that food play in the life of Adam and Eve, and the life of Esau and Jacob, and Isaac and Esau, and all of that. So I want to take our devotion, if you will, just a little twist to it for today, thinking about food and sacrifice, and also needing nourishment to get through the day. So we're bombarded. If you turn on the TV, look at the billboards or whatever. We're bombarded with advertisements linked to food. Good health is sometimes sacrificed for what? Potato chips, or an extra roll, or some cookies, or ice cream, or cake, or a donut, right? And we just got to have those things. And unfortunately, and here's the twist, all right? Unfortunately, lives are sacrificed when people have little or nothing to eat. Food scarcity is a major issue around the world. Now, we wouldn't know that perhaps in your life and in my life, but in the lives of those right around us, and certainly in the lives of the majority of the world's population, food scarcity is a major issue. Let me give you some figures, facts and figures here. In 2023, 281.6 million people in 59 countries were facing high levels of acute food insecurity. That's a lot of people, folks. Factors that contribute to food scarcity include the economy, economic shocks, weather extremes, too rainy, too dry, war, armed conflicts, and extreme poverty, people just too poor, just to name a few. So we think about all the good food that we have to eat and how plentiful it is, and yet I would say the majority of the world's population goes to bed at night very hungry. So let me ask you, are you willing to sacrifice your extras to bless those who are in need? I mean, that's, we can talk about why they're in need, and that's a good discussion. But the bottom line is they are in need. And what are we, you, I, what are we willing to do to help alleviate some of the food scarcity that is with us around the world? And not just around the world, in our own communities. And so let me leave you with a verse for today, okay? It's Proverbs 19:17. That's today's verse. Listen to what the writer says. He says, if you help the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and the Lord will repay you. If you help the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and the Lord will repay you. You think about that, gives you a whole new outlook on the work that we do, the efforts that we make to help those who are in need. Proverbs 19:17. So take that verse with you today. Hope you have a blessed Tuesday. I hope it's a great day. It's shaping up to be a good day. And you take care, and I will see you again soon. And until then, bye for now.